Stream Systems is a system that is designed for operations, and my background as a petroleum engineer is what drove me to spend the last 20 years developing these types of solutions for oil and gas. I spent my first 15 years up close to where you guys are in Oklahoma, in Kansas, drilling and completing wells, and that's where these ideas started to come along, where it was just obvious that you had to capture data once and use it absolutely everywhere. And that's what this circle represents about our system. We capture all this information in the cycle of a well, or integrate to it if you have accounting or whatever, and we do A&D management, we do drilling and completion, well maintenance, we do rig scheduling, production management, data warehousing, all these different things within one system. And so I'm going to jump over to our system and just give you some snapshots of it. So we're talking, Greg was talking about the importance of getting data coming in and knowing what to do with it. Well, our system can take their data and receive it and actually organize it and put it in decline curves, put notations to it. I can actually pull in data electronically. And by the way, all this data that you see here, a pumper did not touch other than for the notations, because the rest of it is measured electronically like WellCaddie can do, and it comes in automatically, which eliminates clerical work, rehandling work, and it makes your pumper more effective at what he needs to do versus just crunching in numbers. And then on a single well, I can actually come down and look at what an individual flow meter is doing, or I can come down and look at what a tank is doing at any point in time, just because that data comes in automatically. And then we can also track downtime and your monthly production, that sort of thing. That's, again, going back to that circle diagram. That's the beginning of the circle diagram with the production. Then I can come over here to another area of our software, and we can pull in profit and loss reports from your accounting system. And that's real important because you want to know what your profitability is at any given time, and you want to know which wells are most important, which ones are doing well. And so we can actually pull in a profit and loss report that gives you the cost codes the way you need to see them as an operations guy and maybe not as an accountant. Then we can also do wellbore diagrams. And not only the wellbore diagram, but we can do complete drilling reports, completion reports, track your tubing, track your surveys. One of the things that I like is we can come in here, and as you make notes on a well, like maybe you're out there working on a well, and this is all web-based, you can do it from anywhere. Like WellCaddie, you can access your information whether you're at home, working from your home, or whether you're at the well and have Wi-Fi. You can get this information anywhere. And once we have our well report notes put in, there's a report that we can kick out that's called my notes report. That just is a recap of everything that I want to do on a well. Maybe like Greg was looking at, he was looking at paraffin problems. Here's a well that had a paraffin problem. You can consider hot oil treatment, so it gets on your to-do list and your mark list of what you need to have done at some point. So it's a real practical solution, and we cater. We're a system that can manage large companies, but we love catering to the small company because that's where we think the lifeblood of our industry really is in the small companies that are out there doing things. And so we actually come at all this with great power at your fingertips for the small company. And there's no company that I've ever dealt with over my 20 years doing software that didn't significantly increase their revenue by keeping their data organized. And actually, the other thing that we can do with our system is when the data does come in, we actually produce all the allocations and state reports that go out to the vendors. We can do the reconciliation of your sales statements. All those things can be done in one system and then sent over to accounting in a ready fashion. And so that's kind of one other piece that I think is real important is we have a full AFE management piece. And this AFE allows you to route your AFEs, get them approved, see what you're doing at any time, look at your budgets. If I come in here to an AFE, there's a budget that's built out on the same chart of accounts that you have on whatever accounting system you have. And as you capture your data in the field on a drilling report or a completion report or a workover report that's got a capital project to it, it'll actually capture that data against the same budget that you created for that project. And so then you get a real-time look at your actual data versus your actual spend in accounting versus your estimated data coming from the field, which is very real-time, versus your budget. And so that helps you keep on track. And we can stack budgets up on each other so I can see what an overall initiative is in an area. Say I'm going to be drilling 10 wells and I want to group all those AFEs together and see what my overall cost is, I can do that. And then when it's all said and done, I can come down here to my budget estimate actual view. And give it a second. And I can actually make notations on why I overspent or underspent and keep track of that so it's an online review of all my costs. And I've also seen over my years of doing this with over 150 companies, significant benefits in the cost review process of your capital spend projects. Because you always get out there spending quickly, and if you don't stop and think about, okay, why did I spend this? Why did this go over? Why did this go under? Then you're not going to improve your processes to make better money. And that's really what it's all about. If you organize your data, you're going to make better money. And that's really what Total Stream's about. And I think, Jeremy, that's my high-level overview. Obviously, if somebody wants to dig into this, they can contact you, and we can arrange a deeper dive and an assessment of what would help them and if it's a practical thing for their company.